Jim Treliving used to bust bad guys as an RCMP officer. Then he set his sights on food, turning Boston Pizza into a $500 million chain. He's also netted real estate, sports teams, Mr. Lube, and recently one of Vancouver's most expensive condos. Jennifer Wood soared from a job as a bush pilot to a position as one of Alberta's top entrepreneurs. Now she owns a hot tech company, a 6,500-acre ranch, and $20 million worth of cattle. TV host Kevin O'Leary mouths off daily on how you can make money. The guy should know the software company he started sold for $3.7 billion. He's brash, opinionated, rich, and getting richer. Lawrence Lewin has the life most entrepreneurs can only dream of. Models, lace, lingerie. He's shaped them all into one of the nation's most successful retail empires. The company he co-founded, La Senza, took in $410 million last year. Five hard-to-please dragons are putting their own cash forward to invest, and they're looking for a great opportunity. Will this next hopeful entrepreneur provide them with one and walk away with the investment they've come for?
Hello, Dragons. I'm Jason Sutherland, and this is Michael Flint, my business partner. We have a company called Ginch Gaunch, which is a Vancouver company. We are looking to raise from you guys $700,000 for 5% of our company.
Never mind. Okay.
Was it worthwhile making the trip?
Absolutely.
5%, guys?
I want to hear about your $14 million company. Let's go.
$14 million company. Our underwear company has started over 2 years ago, the inception of it. We are in every single major as far as department stores. We're in Nordstrom's, we're in Holt Renfrew, sorry. We're going to be testing in Saks. We have 18 distributors that are around the world who are selling our product currently. We can barely keep up with what's happening with the company, and it's because we're cheeky, outrageous. And
What were the sales for that first year?
they were 700,000.
And so you're 6 months into this year, and
Yeah.
what are the sales so far for the 6 months in the second?
$1.1 million.
1.1. You're using the word underwear,
Yes.
which is a very generic term. What type of underwear, what's
Well, why don't I
special,
take
what
this-
differentiates you from others?
Let me do
Right.
this. I'm going to ask for the models to come out. We've got some models here for you. Now, what's different and unique about our product is that we have a cheeky product where we have, these are called our bull riders. So we give it up-
Longhorns work for me.
Right. So one of the other cheeky elements that we have with our product is we know that there's the ideology behind underwear where it's gray, white, and black and boring. And what we've done is created a product that has a little bit more flair, it's a lot more outrageous. So for instance, our fire trucks are made for boys because they have hoses. These are, again, some more models for us with our red bandanas that are also cheeky. These are part of our Western lines, hence the belts and tucking in.
Just throw me one garment.
Sure, I'll give you the crotch rockets.
Give me the what?
Crotch rockets.
Crotch rockets.
Those are to rev your engines, pop your wheelie, get you excited, maybe burn some rubber.
Which one of you is designing this stuff? Who's dreaming this stuff
This
up?
is
Right
this is
there.
myself.
What are you trying to sell us? Why do you want this investment? How is it going to change your business?
I'm looking for the right partnership so that I can take this to the next level. This is a company that's going to probably be worth $500 million within quick 5 years.
Okay, slow down. It's interesting. You say it's going to be worth 500 million. Based on what you've told me, it doesn't equate.
700,000 for 5% values your company at 14 million today.
Correct.
You're telling me it's going to get sold for 500 million.
Yes.
So I'm thinking, where's the value? Why is the valuation 15 times revenues? I mean, this is like the internet bubble valuations. Is underwear that hot?
Underwear is that hot.
Fashion is that hot.
Why would I pay 14 to 15 times revenue for you? Why would I do that?
Next year, we're going to be probably a $20 million
yeah.
business.
You know,
I'll be up front with you.
Yeah.
I'm uncomfortable in saying 700,000 last year 1.1 million for the first half of this year. Yes, we're going to do 6 million, and next year we may be 20 million. And if all those factors were there, I would not invest in Her Majesty the Queen for $700,000 for 5% of the company. It just doesn't make any sense of valuing it at that point.
You know, I have this radar, and it goes haywire when a guy comes in and says, I'm a $500 million company before he's gotten to 5 million.
Sure.
Because a real investor asking me to invest would never throw out crazy valuations like that. So I'm wondering, is it the industry or is it you?
I probably think it's me, based on the integrity that I have with this business and the belief in it.
Okay, let me take a shot at this because I'm going to
Okay.
tell you what's going to happen to you.
Okay.
All right? You're going to blow up sometime next year. It's either going to be a production problem or you're not going to have enough capital to finance inventory. One of those two things is going to happen. You got to slow down, buddy, big time. You've hit something very, very good here, but you're running way too fast.
Why don't you come here and ask for something more reasonable?
So we have to evaluate what is our company worth? What is the brand Gensch
I think, Jason, what
Ganch?
we're saying here is not what your company's worth. It isn't worth $15 million. And I look at companies like this all the time.
I think that part of the fear, and talking honestly amongst this panel, is the fear that everybody wants a piece of your business.
Okay, so how do you feel about selling control today?
Selling control?
Yeah.
It depends on what it is and what the partner is.
So you're interested in selling like 51% of your company?
No.
That's what I just said.
Depending on the relationship. If I'm getting into bed with someone
Listen,
who really
let's not feel
understands-
warm and fuzzy about it. Would you sell 51%?
No, I wouldn't. Not now.
Why don't you go off into the corner where it's dark and really look into your soul and say, this is a one-time opportunity I'm going to have in front of these guys. I hate to see you walk into oblivion, because that's what's going to happen. Why don't you go think about it?
Okay. Perfect.
The growth rate's phenomenal.
So he says. The danger is what the line is next year.
How big can it be?
What do you mean? How
Just this
How big
male,
is the market?
female underwear briefs. How big can that business be?
16, 17 billion dollar business.
So why can't this guy get 3% share?
Because he's got a lot of competition. A huge amount of people buy their underwear at low price points in the big discount department stores.
I think they're beating us up because they really like the product. That's exactly what they're doing. They're being ruthless.
How can we offer them more when there's legitimate opportunity?
We can't unless they bring up more cash. More cash for more percentage.
So why don't we position a deal for what would they be interested in purchasing for 30% of the company? Or is that just back ourselves into a corner?
I think that's
We're not
backing
gonna
them in a
do
corner. They obviously want to be a part of something.
You and I are not going to be in the niche business. When I look at these girls, this is replacing the thong. The thong is gone. This is in now.
it. You're the majority shareholder. You have the most to give up.
That's the problem.
That's just beautiful.
I don't want to sit next to him
I
anymore.
like the bullseye. That's really
you
nice.
need an A cup. Yeah.
So put this on your head.
I see, Kevin, that you liked our Big Bang Stars.
Yes, yes. I
That's
like the
generally-
bullseye aspect.
Did you give any more thought?
We're not in a position to counteroffer. Although we're interested in a solid partnership and we are interested in selling more equity, we aren't in a position to put that deal together right now.
You have let the dark forces of greed cloud your minds. I've seen this happen so many times, so many times. It's like a movie rolling through my mind again. I've seen you before in the internet. I've seen you before in consumer electronics. Now I'm seeing you in underwear with colors on it. To zero with a bullet because you're pigs.
We're
You are
not pigs.
greedy,
No, believe
greedy
me, we're not
pigs.
greedy. We're
I don't
not greedy.
think so.
We're not greedy.
Yes, you are.
No,
you have
we
let,
want to make
you
sure
have
that-
let a deal that was floating around. Just had to land it. You know, an airplane. There's a cloud. You're going through it. You're trying to land.
I understand, but you've already said things to us that were absolutely no's. I have to walk away from you, and thank you very much.
Now
So-
you're getting irritated. No need to get irritated.
I'm getting irritated?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I'm certainly not getting irritated. I just want to thank you guys very much.
I am willing to return this to make sure that my designers don't copy it.
Okay, guys, thank you
Thanks,
very much.
guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye, thank you.
Dead man walking.
So what did you think of that?
It's tough. They like the deal. It's hard to convey to them very quickly that we have a lot more brand integrity
And awareness.
and awareness.
I mean, you could have walked out of here possibly with $700,000 today, almost $1 million,
right.
if you'd been willing to negotiate a little bit. You couldn't even come back with a counteroffer.
No one wants to give up their business right away, especially when they're doing so well. It's foolish. If anybody does, they're foolish.
How much dough do you want?
Don't go away. There's still lots going down in the den.
I'm watching it rotate and it's mesmerizing.
From scrubbing brushes and chewy treats to portable stoves and smart CDs.
It was offered.
Stick around, watch the dragons roar
You want to blow my money.
when we come back. Welcome back. All the entrepreneurs who pitch to the dragons think their ideas can make them millions. And Tad Pawowska is no exception. He's hoping the dragons will invest big money in his new bathroom invention.
Hello, Dragons. My name is Ted. I am 74, and this is shower brush.
Tad wants $250,000 for a life-size shower brush.
The brush is installed in the shower stall to assist the person in the shower. The water is directed to the brush from the shower head. You just go around whenever necessary and wash yourself.
Ted, is there some concern about protection of certain body parts here?
That's not necessary. The brush is so soft that you can even wash your face.
Ted, do you have one in your house?
Yes, I have one in my house.
It's
I am
working?
using that for 5 years.
How much money have you spent to date?
Much more than $20,000 for brush, plus patents fee and traveling.
How do I clean? I mean, I'm a very clean guy, but you look at Kevin. He gets in there, that brush is going to be filthy after one wash.
That's outrageous.
How do you clean those?
You use soap and water, so it's cleaning automatically you and itself.
I'm fascinated. It's a sort of, you must admit, a rather unusual invention. Give me the background to it. Why did you invent that?
If you were 350 pounds or 250, maybe you wouldn't ask that question, because these people, they have real problem to reach, to wash themselves. That's easy.
The dragons decide Tad's electric-powered body brush could just be a dangerous investment.
I think you're going to have a very difficult time getting that approved in order to be able to sell it commercially.
You can't get this certified because there's no guidelines to put electrical motors in showers because people generally get killed when they do that.
No, at least not for me.
Well, Ted hasn't been killed.
Using,
That's in
I'm
good
still
shape.
alive. I'm not electrocuted.
I know,
yet.
but there's a chance.
But you need approval to sell
Yes.
it to other people.
That's why we want to go now further with the project.
I'm out. I don't see a business.
Ted, and I give you credit for it, but it's so unusual and so bizarre that regrettably I have to say that I'm out.
You've done an interesting thing. I just don't see the commercial use for it. So I'm out.
Thank you, I'm out.
I'm out, Ted. I'm watching it rotate, and it's mesmerizing, but it's really, really, as I like to say, crazy chicken stuff.
Thank you very much for listening. Bye-bye.
Were you disappointed?
No,
What did you expect today?
actually, I didn't expect because with expectation you are getting disappointments. But if you are surprised with some good news, you are more happy.
Did it bother you that they were laughing about the product?
No, I was happy
Why?
because looks like they were at least a little bit interested.
Next up, Sean Jamal. He runs a healthy snacks business and is eager to expand. But will the dragons take a bite out of his $500,000 idea? Fiercely guarding their cash tonight, tech moguls Robert Herjavec and Kevin O'Leary, Jim Treliving, owner of Boston Pizza, Cattle executive Jennifer Wood, and Lawrence Lewin, president of the La Senza lingerie chain.
Hello, Dragons. My name is Sean Jamal, and I'm from Kitchener, Ontario. My company is Goody Two Shoes Foods, Inc., and the product is Goody Two Shoes. I'm here to raise, for my second round, $500,000 for 11% equity in the company.
So, just so we're clear about this, you've already had a first round.
First round, I've already-
And you raised that money?
$1.5 million, yes,
And
sir.
how long ago was that?
That was in 2004.
And how much have sales increased since then?
It took a long time to set up the factory.
Do you have any sales?
I have sales. We just started sales this year in January. And our year end is May 31st. So we had $120,000 in sales. And in June, we did 9,000, 8,000 in July. In August, we already have 6,000.
6,000?
Just 6,000, that's right. We're just.
What did you do with the first $1.5 million?
First $1.5 million went to set up the factory. This product is very difficult to manufacture. There's nothing like it anywhere. Every piece of equipment we brought in, we had problems with.
But
So
how many pieces of bags did you sell of this to get 6,000? That's not very much sales.
No, but we're just starting.
I know, I just started, but I open a business that's costing me that amount of money. Boy, I better get sales tomorrow morning.
I think you were extremely lucky to have raised $1.5 million. I don't know why you went and got all the equipment. You start in a small kitchen area, and as your sales increase, then you move to bigger and better facilities. You don't build the biggest, best facility and
But
then
this is
start making
different.
a
Let-
product and
let
hope
me
sales
explain.
come. It's backwards.
Before you say it's different, I seem to be on the peripheral here. I'm having a bit of a problem. I've listened now. I still don't know what the product is. Is it a candy? Is it a blob?
Yeah, it's
What
a
is
food
it?
product. Let's taste it.
Food-based, absolutely.
see it?
It tastes like chocolate.
Okay, you better hit us with your most popular flavor.
Caramel chocolate is the most popular flavor.
Oh, it's very good.
It tastes like candy, but it's healthy. Now,
How many calories?
the whole bag is 200 calories. It's gluten-free, trans-fat-free, cholesterol-free.
Can I
10
borrow
grams
it
of
and look at the
protein.
packaging?
Oh, absolutely. 10 grams of protein in it, high in fiber, high in iron. That's right.
Sorry, give him another bag.
I'll give you yogurt.
I used to sell cat food to Loblaws, so I really get this part.
Okay.
When did it hit the shelf?
It hasn't hit the shelf. It's going to hit the shelf now because we're sitting in the warehouse. We're getting our UPC
So we actually
codes.
haven't had a sell-through cycle of this stuff to consumers yet, right?
Not yet.
They're still stocking the shelf.
Yes.
Okay, it is absolutely impossible, and I, in fact, have decided I would forbid it, for anybody to invest at a $5 million valuation with you.
Why
It
is
is
that?
crazy. It's insane. We don't, A, know if it's going to sell through. We have no idea what the velocity is. The valuation is based on the premise that there's an existing business that we can model, which we can't yet. Where'd that money come from in the first $1.5 million?
Friends and Angel. Yes.
How much of your own?
$500,000.
For some reason, I find this extremely bizarre. It's another candy in a package, one of many. There's been a huge investment so far with limited sales. I found eating it was okay, but I'm not going to go to bed and dream about it tonight. That's because I normally dream about Kevin and what he is. And I'm afraid for all those reasons, I'm definitely out.
You've overspent, in my mind. I just think you could buy other businesses with a great cash flow. It's not valued in my mind at $5 million, so therefore I'm out.
The cash flow is coming. The whole world is health cautious. We just shipped our
And
first
so is
export
next
order.
Sunday.
It's a good thing you had that kind of money to put into it, and I hope you save some money because I don't see it going. So because of that, I'm out.
My problem is, how have you spent your money? When I started my first business, I started it out of my house. I would go out and get sales in the morning. I would type them up in the afternoon if I was fortunate to get one. I would then bring the stuff in, package it, put stuff in, and the next day I'd put on my jeans and go deliver it so the client wouldn't know I'd be the guy who would talk to on the phone. When I started my last business, I had lots of money. You know what I did? I opened up a big office and got fancy furniture first. And my wife came along and said, "Why did you open up this office?" And I said, "Because I like the view." The difference is, it's okay because I have a lot of money in the bank. You want to blow my money.
No, I
and
don't
that's
want
why
to blow
I'm
money. I have all the paperwork done. I have business plans. I have projections.
You've
Everything is
wasted
there.
money in a bad way when the
I
company
don't believe so.
critically needed it. It's not something I'd want to be involved with. I'm out.
I believe there is a demand for a product like this, but the valuation since the second you got here, my valuation radar went, warning, warning, warning. It's still saying that. So I'm out.
Why build a 12,000 square foot factory before you have the orders to fill it?
Rent one if you want. There's 1,000 factories.
Does he own it?
Yeah,
It could be a disco next week.
it could be.
So, they really didn't like that.
No, I guess not. Maybe they didn't see what I say in the product. But this product has future. Once we get the marketing going, I know we'll move forward with this.
After the break,
If I could move into different kinds of milk, so specifically goat or cow milk,
she needs Dragon dough to make more cheese.
If you could screw your shepherds, that would be the market, and I'm okay with it.
But will she follow their advice? And later, a brand new barbecue design unfolds. But this entrepreneur finds dealing with the dragons is no picnic.
First of all, I know that I'm not going to get any money from you people the way you're talking.
See if he can turn them around and cook up a deal when we come back. So far tonight, the Dragons have declined to invest their cash. But can this next entrepreneur change things around? Ruth Clausen from Stratford, Ontario, produces a line of cheese made from sheep's milk. Tonight, she's come after Dragon Cash to expand her business.
I produce about 15 different kinds of cheeses. I like the work, the sales are good, and it's been a lot of fun. But there's a fair bit of potential in the market if I could move into different kinds of milk, so specifically goat or cow milk. And so I'm here to ask you for $250,000 for 40% of my business.
If I were to give you $250,000 and you were run over by a truck, who would make the cheese?
Right now I have 2 people that are trained to make cheese under me. One of them's a lovely conservative Mennonite girl who's great and wants to be a cheesemaker.
You said you had shepherds?
I have shepherds, yeah. They're all little Amish guys, and yeah, they're great. They milk by hand.
Okay, so I still want to understand cost of food and labor.
Lawrence isn't as concerned about shepherds and their flocks as he is about Ruth's numbers.
Cost of food and labor is 60, and your fixed overheads are 30, and your profit is 10
So
on sales.
you're hoping to make a 10% bottom line.
As an investment opportunity, the reason I don't like it is the margins are sour. If I can draw an analogy to the milk. A 10% margin leaves you with a labor of love, not a labor of profit.
And I'm cool about that. Can I say something to you?
Sure.
And no, I'll cry probably, but I need you to hear me. The only thing I would ask of each of you as business people is to step back and look at food as something that is way more precious than more than 10% margin. And that how we treat our world and how we go back to nurturing how we farm and how we grow and what we put in our body is way, way, way more important than whether you're making 10% margin.
No, it isn't. The cold, hard reality about money is returns and profits. That's what it's all about. Don't ever doubt that. You'll be making a serious mistake.
Well, I could give you 20% margin, but the way I would need to do it is to screw my shepherds. And I would put my shepherds in a place, no, sorry.
You know what? If you
where they
could
wouldn't make a
screw your
living.
shepherds, that would be the market, and I'm okay with it.
We have to apologize for
That's
Kevin,
okay.
who is
No,
a
it's cool.
shepherd screwer from way back. See, to me, it should be an aimishless process with cows or sheep on conveyor belts coming along and things plugging into them. And for those reasons, even though I have no doubt I would enjoy eating your cheese, I have to say I'm out.
I'm out because of the fact it's a small business and you don't need my money, trust me.
I'm out.
I have to pass.
Most of the dragons don't seem keen to sample any part of Ruth's business.
You've got the Mennonite girl and the Amish people out herding. Like, I think you've got a story there. And just because it's a small business, I'm out for that reason.
Fellow food producer Jennifer delivers a strong parting message.
Agriculture is small margin. The people that are out there that are actually producing the food, the milk, and everything that you eat, it's cheap here, and it's cheap because it gets always pushed back to the producer. He's the one who doesn't make the margin, and it's really the producer that needs to make the bigger margin. We have to be thankful for the producers that are out there because, you know, they're doing it part for lifestyle, part for love.
You know what's really cool is it makes me realize that I'm doing exactly the right thing for my business. Thanks so much.
Jennifer, I just realized I should not invest in the food business. It's a bad business because nobody makes any money.
It's not just great ideas the dragons are looking for, it's also great entrepreneurs. So is Bob Thorndike the sort of person the dragons can work with? He's asking for $40,000.
My name is Bob Thorndike. I originally came from Toronto. Over the years, my background is in transportation. Now my boys have the trucking companies and I have a little time on my hands, so I've been involved in inventions that I think are useful. My background, I am a member of the Shriners. Never had a whole lot of education. I had helped my parents out when I was in grade 10, so I went to work. And over the years, with the trucking business, I put my 4 boys into racing school. But while I was out at the racetracks, I wandered around watching people. I noticed people trying to cook, and I thought, this is ridiculous. They got little barbecues, they got Coleman stoves, they got wood stoves and wood fires, and they don't start in the morning.
Bob, just before you tell us about the barbecue, tell us how much money you want from us and what we get for that money.
Probably $35,000 to $40,000.
And what percentage of the company do I own for that?
Maybe 49, 51% split.
I have 51 and you have 49?
That's fine, you got the money.
I like that attitude.
Yeah, I like it so far, Bob.
There's no use me telling you how much it's going to cost to put this thing together until I get a design engineer that says, I can design that for what you want to do, and so it looks marketable to the people.
So it's a barbecue?
It's a cooking unit. So I just want to show you quickly how this thing works. It's basically ready to cook on the side. As soon as you hook your gas, I own the patent for this, by the way.
Sorry, Bob, I need a gas line for it to work.
You can either get the little 5-pound bottle propane with a double line on it.
Okay.
Or you can buy 3 small bottles. There's another burner in here, and the purpose of that is now you want to Now you want to cook breakfast. Cook bacon and eggs on this side, pancakes on the other side. Put your coffee pot in here and do your toast. I want to just quickly turn this around to you.
This is, Bob, this is a prototype, right?
Yes.
You've never cooked anything in that, have you?
Yes, I have.
Have you?
Now it's an oven.
Okay.
When I put the shelf in at the top, I put frozen pies. I baked 2 frozen pies there in an hour last week. The other one of this thing, when it's down.
So, can I do a rotisserie roast at my campsite? Can I put a chicken in there?
You bet you can.
Okay.
Now let me show you something else you can do. And I just
That's the sliding skit.
I feel I'm in an infomercial now.
This thing slices and dices. You set it and forget it.
I'm sorry, didn't hear you.
Set it and forget it.
You betcha.
I'm absolutely intrigued by it. It's very functional. I love the fact that you can rotis something at a trailer park. I mean, it's fantastic. All the tailgating parties in the U.S. totally makes sense. Have you shown this to Coleman?
I talked to Coleman's and asked them if they wanted to talk to him. This was a few years ago. I talked to Charbroil. You know what I got out of them? Our engineers have a new design for the next 5 years, and I keep watching their barbecues, and there's still the big cast aluminum barbecue that stretches way out. Doesn't do any more than I can do.
That was how long ago?
About 6 years ago.
Okay, then nothing's come out of them.
I didn't chase anymore. I don't have time to go
There's
for those
a little
guys.
bit of a mad inventor piece to you, and that's the problem. I really think, for me as an investor, this doesn't make sense, but it is a great product that makes a lot of sense for a company that's in the barbecue and barbecue distribution business and camp trailer accessories business. And there are a lot of companies, because you are right, sir, it's a very large market.
Well,
I encourage you to bang on those doors again, and never mind that they say no the first time. You got to keep banging. I'm convinced that this belongs in the hands of a barbecue manufacturer, but not in mine as an investor. So for that reason, I'm out.
Oh, that's fine.
I'm out.
Interest in Bob's Cook Stove is cooling down fast.
I'm out.
With no deal in sight, Bob's beginning to give up.
First of all, I know that I'm not going to get any money from you people the way you're talking. I can accept that.
We don't know that for sure yet, Bob.
But are the remaining two dragons ready to turn up some heat?
Bob.
Yes, sir.
Come back to the den and see when we return. Before the break, Bob Thorndike was just about ready to pack up his portable cook stove and leave the den empty-handed.
First of all, I know that I'm not going to get any money from you people the way you're talking. I can accept that.
Three dragons are out, but Jim and Lawrence still seem to be circling.
We don't know that for sure yet, Bob.
Will anyone land a deal tonight?
There is a market for this in the U.S. in a huge way. Are you prepared to take some direction? Because the hardest part's going to be when we go down and say, this is what we're going to do and how we're going to do it.
No, that's simple for me. My interest is to see this come to market because I know how many people it would be useful to.
I have an interest here, and I'll tell you why. I think it's a bit flimsy, like you said, and this was made out of your garage. I understand that. That's your working model. I think there's an interest here in my part, only because of the fact that there's a huge market in the barbecue business.
Bob.
Yes, sir.
I like the device. It's unique or nearly unique, or appears to be. I like you as an individual. There has to be a synergy between people if there's going to be an investment. I think I know where one could take that to an engineer, metal fabricator, just to clean it up a bit.
This is something that everybody can use every day. It's multi-use. I'm very interested in this. I think I would certainly like to go further with it. For 51% and $40,000, you know, I think I can do a deal with you.
Bob.
Yes, sir.
I also would like to be in at the 40,000, 51%. So
How do we do that, gentlemen? You're both bidding.
It's not a matter of bidding. 251% come to 102%, don't they?
Well, we can split it. You and I can split it if you want.
How would you feel if Jim and I split our investment, which would add up to will be 25.5% each for the same amount of money, and then we would work with you on moving to the next stage?
I think that's a wonderful deal because I'm interested in getting it. It's a challenge to me, and I want to get it out there, but I need people like you to help me, and we all become winners.
Bob, we got a deal.
Thank you.
Here's done.
Thanks, partner.
Yeah, thank you.
There you go, Bob.
Thank you very much.
Great job.
You can leave it there. We'll sort it out afterwards.
He was very clear, articulate, like he just...
His experience and just where he
You know,
came
people always think you need to be fancy. You just need to be credible. You need to be honest.
That's right. Straight up, you know.
What are your sons going to say?
They're going to be very surprised.
And what do you think your wife will say?
I believed in you.
Will she?
Yes.
Has she been a great support all along?
Oh, you do your thing, Bob. I don't know anything what you're doing, but I'm behind you 100%. So,
She sounds like a real sweetie.
yeah. We were married 53 years. Yeah. So, yeah, it's turning out okay.
While Bob Thorndyke's clever contraption clearly has market potential, the Dragons bought the man, not just his barbecue. They instantly warmed to his genuine approach. Don't go away. There's still more money on the table.
Smart CD is the holy grail.
This guy's got a new smart CD that he says can't be copied.
If you're the only guy in the world that's invented this, I'm investing right now.
Are the Dragons ready to cut him a record deal? When we return. Welcome back. For several years now, Ari Ross has been developing a method to stop CDs from being copied. Can he persuade the Dragons to hand over their cash for this new technology? He's asking for $500,000. Remember, it's the Dragons' own money he's after.
Hello, Dragons. My name is Ari Ross. I am CEO and founder of a company called Base of the Bridge Technologies out in Surrey. Our company has built some patent-pending technologies. Quite simply put, we built a product called Smart CD. Smart CD is the holy grail of anti-piracy. Today, our company is looking for $500,000 for 10% equity of our firm and its technologies. Smart CD is a patent-pending product that, quite simply put, stops IP piracy by removing the data off the surface area of the disk.
Ari's pitching an anti-piracy technology that prevents people from copying music and other media from CDs.
Ari, if this actually works, you'll be the first to find encryption technology. People have been looking for 20 years. I'll tell you right now, we're going to have a vicious competition for your deal. If this works.
If you're the only guy in the world that's invented this, I'm investing right now, taking the whole thing. But hang on a second. Are you telling me nobody at Sony, nobody anywhere in the world has a technology that prevents people from copying a CD?
Simply put, nobody other than myself at this point in time. We've demoed the technology in front of Sony. The senior vice president of Sony I met with, Albie Galutin, after I was done with him, he offered me a job. I said, no, thank you, signed the check, and I'll be on.
No, but hang on. There's no other technology like this in the world.
None.
I'm looking at this and I'm seeing there are chips embedded in this disc, okay?
Yes.
The cost of a typical CD, completely stamped now.
Yes.
26 cents. What is the cost of your disc?
$6.45 mark. However,
Per disc.
Per disc.
I am going to assume for a second that you know what you're doing.
Absolutely.
Why are you setting up a company? Why won't you go to somebody who's in that business and say, tell you what, Kevin, I'm going to license this to you, pay me 10 cents out of every CD you push out there.
Okay, we are going through this process right now. The problem is this, okay? When you've built something as sophisticated as what we've built, okay, and going to each industry executive and showing them.
I sell stuff that you wouldn't understand, that I'm not sure I understand all the time. This isn't that sophisticated. This is simple. All right, one of the most successful Canadian business stories ever is Trivial Pursuit. Those guys wrote a game, and they licensed it to people who go out and make mini versions. You know what they do for a living? They go to the mailbox, they pick up their royalty check. They're very wealthy guys. You are not answering the fundamental question everybody here is asking you. And what that makes me think is, there's something...
expensive condos. Jennifer Wood soared from a job as a bush pilot to a position as one of Alberta's top entrepreneurs. Now she owns a hot tech company, a 6,500-acre ranch, and $20 million worth of cattle. TV host Kevin O'Leary mouths off daily on how you can make money. The guy should know the software company he started sold for $3.5 billion. He's brash, opinionated, rich, and getting richer. Lawrence Lewin has the life most entrepreneurs can only dream of. Models, lace, lingerie. He's shaped them all into one of the nation's most successful retail empires. The company he co-founded, La Senza, took in $410 million last year. First to face the Dragons tonight is Jason Carruthers. His vision is to open a new type of eyeglass shop, and he's looking for $200,000 to launch it. Remember, Dragons' Den rules dictate he has to get at least that, or he gets nothing at all.
Hello, Dragons. My name's Jason Carruthers. I'm here to tell you about Faceform. I'm looking for $200,000. In exchange, you'll receive 25% of the company. First of all, Faceform is a store that does one thing only. It makes women look good in eyeglasses. Now, I'll tell you how that happens.
There's nobody else doing that.
Well, let me tell you about the system. There are people that are doing that.
No kidding.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. What's unique about Faceform is that that's all we do. Glasses can either make you look better or they can make you look worse. Now, as an optician, I spent 12 years making women look good in glasses.
You're excited about this, Jason. I can see that.
Yes, I am. Very excited. Now, let me tell you how I'm going to make women look beautiful in these glasses, okay? I developed this system, and the way it works is, first, we start off with only the most feminine frames, okay? Because there's nothing worse than a woman wearing a unisex, plain-looking frame.
What's a feminine frame, and how do you know what they are?
Well, it's more feminine. Very simple. It's more curved shapes, colors. Okay, it's like you can identify a dress as opposed to a suit.
Jason, you're getting very excited, and I just want to calm down and just listen to your bit. Is this a retail unit selling frames for women?
Yes.
Or in
Only
its
women.
basic?
Yes.
And they are the most fashionable frames?
Well, very close, sir.
Okay.
This is a retail concept whereby we take other retail brands that currently exist and that are available in other stores. However, what's very different about it is the fact that we don't display the frames so the customer can choose their own. It's very dangerous because you could choose the wrong one. You could end up looking worse. It's a fact.
Explain
Keep going.
the system.
The system is we first start with the most feminine styles, then we categorize them into 4 different types. Do you want to look like an executive, a business look? Do you want to look artistic? Do you want to look casual? Or do you want to look
like Elton John's mother?
Okay, exactly.
Right. Okay, keep
exactly.
going, keep going.
So the customer says, I want to look like blank.
Right.
Then the stylist will only show the customer frames from that category that complement her face shape, coloring, features, etc.
What's different about that than every other eyeglass store in the universe?
I'll tell you what's extremely different about it is, number one, there are no women's optical stores in the world today that I'm aware of.
There's nobody so dumb to cut half the market off.
Well, excuse me, sir, I think it's actually very smart to cut off half the market because thereby doing so, I'm more able to attract the female customer. Women buy at least 50% of all eyeglasses, and by specializing in women's eyeglasses, we therefore are able to provide this benefit.
Jason, again, calm down here a bit.
Okay, let me take a breath.
Good man.
Excuse me.
You're an experienced optician. Have you ever done this before?
Yes.
Tell me about your previous experience.
Okay, my experience was, let me go quickly and say I've opened a store for men and women. It failed. Pass over that.
That's great.
Okay. I opened a store for women only, and it failed again because I didn't have the money.
That's even better. So we failed twice. We get to invest in the third shot?
Yes, sir.
This is exciting.
I'll tell you why this is going to work.
I'm dying to hear it.
By offering the benefit of looking good in glasses, which I might add is not being.
You mean the other stores made you look bad in glasses?
No, sir, but they don't have the system that does that.
I don't understand where you failed twice in this thing.
Yep.
I'd be getting out of the glass business if I were you.
You're separating the product from the customer, and that was why you failed the last 2 times. Not 1, but 2.
No. Sir, this is based on a proven formula of business, which is to create a new category that doesn't exist. Women's optical stores don't
Women's
exist.
glasses don't exist?
This is a haywire idea.
Sir, women's optical stores.
Jason, you're not listening. What aren't you getting here?
But Jason, what do women's optical stores sell? They sell women's glasses.
That's right. That's right. They sell women's eyeglasses, but they don't have the system that makes them look good.
Jason, did you think of this seriously? I mean,
Yep,
be honest with me.
I will. I am.
Is this the idea you used to get on the show? Or did you think of this on the way down the stairs? Because I got to tell you,
Being serious?
I'm serious. Tell me honestly.
Honestly, this comes as a result of 4 years of reading business books. I thought this didn't come to me in a dream. This is specifically
Jason,
planned.
you're not reading business books, you're reading comics.
Jason, are you making a good living doing what you're doing?
No, but that doesn't matter.
Well, sure it does. Listen, I think you should concentrate on that so it gets better. Because this retail stuff you want to do is not a good idea. That's just a fact of life.
A lot of people try businesses that fail and they go on to succeed.
But you're not getting stronger, you're getting weaker doing it. Get something else going. You're no good in the eyeglasses.
You're not seeing this. None of you are seeing this.
Jason,
you're missing something very important
listen
here.
for a minute. I'm telling you, read 2 books. Read the one about Schultz, how he created.
I read
and
that
did,
book.
and-
Howard Schultz, pour your heart into it.
And how he did Starbucks, and read Faith Popcorn's book of how she deal with women. And then you
read both of those
take a
books,
look.
and sir, listen to me.
I'm listening to you, but it's not
Howard
working.
Schultz created a new category of product.
Jason, we're not talking about coffee.
Look at the
Jason.
examples. BlackBerry.
It's not the eyeglass
What's it got
business.
to do with eyeglasses?
It's the same formula for
It's
a
called
brand.
BS
This
is
is
what I
about
call
building
it.
a brand.
I've got to go on the record. I'm out with extreme prejudice.
If we don't quit here right now, we're going to need a spreader to get rid of the manure that's coming out of here, because that's what's coming out right now. And thank you very much for coming, Jason. I'm out.
Jason, I don't think you've learned anything from your failures, which is unfortunate. So I'm out.
I don't even agree with the business ideas that you're saying. I'm sorry, I'm out.
I'm out.
You got to exit stage left, my
Thank you.
friend.
Thank you for your advice.
Oh, unbelievable.
Okay, that's brutal.
Was another
That's
satisfied
brutal.
customer?
What would it have meant to you to have got this deal?
The money would have meant I could pay back some people I owe money to from my other failed business. That's something that really eats away at me, is the fact that I owe money to other people, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to pay them back.
I really feel for you. It must just be crushing.
The answer is yes. But again, there is worse pain in the world than not getting a lot of money.
So what a woman does is when she's in a peak mood.
After the break,
She looks at these symbols and she chooses the one she's most attracted to.
A woman is in a what mood?
the dragons are in a mood.
I want to find out how we make money on this baby.
I want to sell 1 million of these. This is my goal.
But could there be a deal in the cards? Find out when we return. Next into the den, Alexandra Rose with a women's self-help product.
I'm here today to introduce you to the Hidden You, Become Your Potential.
The what?
The Hidden You,
Hidden You.
Become Your Potential. I am seeking a $65,000 investment, and in return, I am prepared to offer 20% stake. I created this product 10 years ago.
She's selling a set of illustrated cards. Each of these symbols relates to a different mood.
So what a woman does is when she's in a peak mood, when she's feeling great and she's peaking, she looks at these symbols and she chooses the one she's most attracted to.
I'm sorry. A woman is in a what mood?
A peak mood, an amazing mood. Like I'm in a great mood right now. I'm peaking. I'm at my best right now. So I would choose the symbol I'm most attracted to. This product is the size to fit in your pocket. You take it out of your pocket, you pick your symbol, and then you flip the card over. And on the back of the card, what it does is it describes the woman's potential at that moment.
How many of these cards?
Is this come off some kind of ancient history? Is there a painting in an old wall? And
I'll tell you where exactly it came from and you'll get it.
'Cause I got
the
an
ink blot
idea.
test.
The what?
Ink blot test.
Listen,
60,000
Jennifer's
in one
peeking.
Okay,
Let her pick
yeah,
a color.
so let's see what this does.
Beautiful.
So it's going to be the top right-hand corner.
That's energy. So right now, are you feeling very high level of energy inside and you're vibrating a little? You have some excitement going on?
Whoa.
Your creative juices are alive. Your wild soul is free. Your body is invigorated and fortified. Sex is magnificent.
Yeah.
Take advantage of this great rush of energy.
Wow.
That's amazing.
You can get that from smoking weed.
Yes.
I want to find out how we make money on this baby.
I want to sell 1 million of these. This is my goal. Chapters is already interested. That's Canada. They have about 200 stores. I need to take this into the States.
How many stores are you in right now?
None.
Alexander, you've been in the business 10 years and you have not got this product into any stores.
That's right.
Alex, do you not see how ridiculous this is?
No.
Obviously not.
No. No, 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 no. Not at all.
Alex, let
Not
me
at
see
all.
one of the cards, okay?
Sure.
'Cause, like, I want to pick the center design. And I want to read the card.
Oh, that's very nice.
What's the center design?
The center design is...
All right, I got it here. Let me read it. Alex, you are a crazy chicken, and this is a really bad idea. I'm out.
Let me see that. Let me see that. Alex, stop smoking weed in your backyard. I'm out.
I don't get it.
Alex, I think this idea is about as useful as a bra on a kipper. And therefore, I'm out.
Okay, well, thank you.
So far tonight, the Dragons have declined to invest their cash. But can this next entrepreneur change things around? Jonathan Levine is asking the Dragons for $250,000. And remember, he has to get at least what he asks for, or he leaves empty-handed.
My name is Jonathan Levine. I'm here representing Green Server Inc. of Calgary. I'm the founder and CTO of the company, and I'm here to raise $250,000 of your money in exchange for 8% of my company.
What percentage?
How much?
8?
8.
I don't like that to start with.
So, you have any sales?
Nope.
So you're dreaming in Technicolor that anybody is going to give you a valuation like that with no revenue. But having said
Well,
that,
let's see the product.
Tell
Let's
us,
see the
yeah,
product.
tell us about it.
Maybe
Okay.
it's the best product since something.
The Green Server is a little box of magic. You take one of these things home and plug it into your home network. It makes your PCs run faster. It makes them behave more reliably.
Jonathan's green box is an electronic device that connects to home computers. It's supposed to make your PC run faster and use less energy.
And it saves you money.
Jonathan, you got to be kidding. You got to be kidding me. How can I measure any of that?
Oh, it's easily measurable.
It goes faster,
It's
runs farther, jumps higher?
If you remove server tasks from your PC, tasks that PC shouldn't be performing, you
But I get
reduce
that.
the stress on that PC. And the green aspect of this, the part where you save money, is by pulling those tasks off of the PC, put that on a little 20-watt box, suddenly you've introduced some efficiency.
I was kind of excited the fact that you'd be able to build a small server. The fundamental problem there, though, is everybody at home already has a PC.
Each of those PCs, and there are in the average house 2 or 3 running in the house at a time, are consuming an enormous amount of power.
But I can't measure it.
We do measure it. You measure it on your power bill.
Let's
Each of those
simplify it
machines-
to a family. Buy this green box and save a very small amount of electricity on your PCs.
It's not a very small amount. In fact, the amount of
Well, how many
power
dollars
these
a
things
month
are-
could you save?
Jonathan, nobody cares on saving money on a PC. Nobody sits around and says, look at the electricity we're using on a PC.
And that's
Life's not like that.
Tell us how many dollars.
A PC now running 400 or 500 watts is the average machine is costing you about $100 a year to run. If you put 3 or 4 of those in a house, that turns into significant money, which can be saved.
How much can be saved?
That depends
This is all that matters for you. This is your moment.
The duty cycle.
And the answer is,
you can save 75, 85, 90% of that.
You save $500 a year on power for your PC?
If you have enough PCs in the house.
Jonathan, you're a mad scientist who loves technology. I admire that. And you were having way too many beers with other mad scientists.
This is a market play. In fact, the technology in here is very modest. It's way more modest than I'm accustomed to designing.
Jonathan.
We're reducing the overall power usage on the part of those computers, the power consumption of which is steadily rising year by year.
I'm going to regret asking this question, but how much will it retail for?
Right now, the hardware we've kind of targeted between $300 and $500.
Jonathan,
We're going to bring the price down on that, but it pays out along with the cost of the service
Jonathan,
in 9 months with 2
a PC can be purchased for less than $500. Here's where I'm at. I forbid you to pursue this idea. I want you to stop right now, and I'm out.
You're offering to save me $4 or $5 a month on electricity.
No.
For a $500 item.
You're spitballing
PC.
the savings
Plus $20 a
numbers, and in
month.
fact, they're a lot greater.
Appreciate the time. I'm out.
What you've sold me so far is you've sold me that I can save $5 a month on electricity bills.
And
I'm
the
out.
$5 you can't measure.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
in
out.
fact, we can measure it. We know how much those PCs take.
Jonathan, this is a non-quantifiable cost saving.
It's absolutely quantifiable.
It's good and everything. Let me finish. For some crazy reason, I thought maybe there was a product there.
And there certainly is, and it's not, and there's. I admit there's some complexity in the product. We've got a number of features that over the 2 years that we've been working on this have evolved into it. It started out very simply as a media
I've
server.
changed my mind. It's not just a bad idea, it's evil. It's
Why?
taking multiple people's time and wasting it, including yours. Stop this madness. I forbid you to go forward.
I am respectfully going to have to refuse to take that advice.
Don't cross Kevin.
I never agree with my fellow dragon very often, but he is absolutely right. Stop. This is nuts.
And I shall watch with curiosity if this product ever gets marketed.
I shall certainly look forward to hearing from all of you if it does.
He's a mad scientist.
This one, we need to get the government involved to stop this.
So how was that for you?
That was a bloodbath.
Were you expecting that?
No, absolutely not. We've got a solid idea here that's been evolving for a couple of years.
So what's their problem, do you think?
Well, I think they're taking their roles here as dragons rather than angels, which is what we call them in the real world, a little bit too seriously. They're looking to beat somebody up rather than to actually assess the idea on its merits.
After the break,
It sees through fog, haze, sandstorm.
the Dragons get a glimpse at a product of the future.
This is a great product.
But will they buy something sight unseen?
Sean, can we see one?
When we return.
Welcome back. All the entrepreneurs who pitch to the Dragons think their ideas can make them millions. Next into the den,
Sean Randall from Vancouver has developed a pair of super binoculars that can see through almost anything.
Now, what makes this product different than what you'll see on the market is it sees through fog, haze, sandstorms, and any other environment out there. What makes these binoculars different is that they have a technology that's called VET, Visual Enhancement Technology. It's kind of what you're already used to on your computer screens at home or your TV, where you use the contrast in the gain. We've just taken that a step further.
Let's take a sandstorm. Is it seeing through the grains one at a time and assimilating an image?
To answer your question, is removing the noise. They consider that noise.
He's asking for $200,000 for 30% of his company.
So who buys this? Obviously, the armed forces would look at this in a huge way.
They have. We've had the U.S. Marines look at it. We have the U.S. Coast Guard. We have the Border Integrity Unit here at the RCMP.
We have an airport in California. We have a port facility in California that
Right away, the Dragons scout a possible deal.
How much would we sell it for?
These units will go probably about $1,500 to $2,500, depending on if you want a laser rangefinder on it.
That's really unbelievable. That's great.
This is a great product, and you are a great guy.
You are in the 1% of people who have come here to present products that actually make sense. This is not a piece of crap. Somebody will buy this.
And you know, if what you're saying is true and it works that way, this could be a revolutionary product.
We think so. Like I said, I've invested my house money in it, and wife's not happy, but she'll be happy.
She'll never be happy.
Sean shows he's completely committed to this idea.
I've spent our down payment on the house so far of over $150,000 to get it to this point.
You have the technology, and you're very credible in how you're presenting it. I also have been involved in investments selling to governments, including the military. The sales cycle is a lifetime.
But Kevin sees trouble on the horizon.
You start now, they want to buy it. Your son's daughter's sister will be alive when they finally give you the purchase order. That's the problem. Selling those guys, nightmare from hell.
Sean's chance for a deal drifts away as the Dragons spot another potential problem.
Do you have the prototype here?
No, I don't. That's a negative.
He didn't bring his one working model into the den. And without it, the Dragons' excitement evaporates.
And so what you're asking me to invest in is very early. You say it works, but we haven't gone out and gotten any orders, not one.
I hate to do this, but I'm out because I think it's too early too.
You've done a great job explaining it. I just think this is a sophisticated investment. I would have to see it. I'd have to experience it.
In the end, the Dragons just couldn't see it.
You were so close. I bet if you'd had the prototype here, you probably could have got the deal.
I think so too.
Where's the prototype?
It's in Vancouver, sitting on the floor in a box.
Why isn't it here?
Bad strategy. I was kind of trying to entice them a little bit, get them sold on it, and doing maybe the due diligence, hook them with the actual working prototype, but that's not how it played out today, so I'll live with that one.
The Dragons are ready to invest hundreds of thousands of dollars of their own money, but so far, no one's persuaded them to do so. Will Maya Sinclair sway them? She wants $20,000.
Hello, Dragons. My name is Maya Sinclair. I'm from Vancouver, and I would like to introduce you to a company named Aquablanket Incorporated. For $20,000 of investment, I'm offering 5% of the company. I would like to tell you a little bit about myself. I was born in Czechoslovakia. The country was occupied by Russian army and the communistic regime. I was dreaming about coming to North America and being an entrepreneur. So I tried actively for 4 years to escape, and finally I managed to escape. I came to Canada with $20 in my pocket and a few words of British English. My family, my father, he disowned me for fear of being persecuted by the regime that I left the country. So I started by myself here. I worked very hard with the help of student loan. I put myself through university. I would like to show you something. Eureka! That's what a famous physicist and mathematician Archimedes exclaimed when he was stimulated by having long soak in a bath and found a solution to his problem. Similarly to Archimedes, I enjoy taking long baths, and that's where I do my relaxation and my best thinking. But my problem was that the water was getting cold. So I had to drain all the water and replace it with hot water, because just adding hot water was not solving my problem. And I came with an idea of Aquablanket. Aquablanket is made of a very special material and has fabulous insulating properties. So it keeps the water from getting cold in about 10-15 minutes to way over 90 minutes.
Maya, sorry, I may have missed something. There seems to be a a fundamental flaw. When I'm in a bath,
Yes.
I find that if you do turn the water on, it does get hotter. Also, the very concept of a bath, I always thought, was to have nothing on you and enjoy the water, and you seem to be solving a problem that I didn't even know existed by having a blanket on you in the bath. It seems a little bizarre.
For you, because you are a person who are living in a very affluent society, it's very easy to add hot water. But most of the Europe, people are finding that with the rising costs of water and heating costs, taking baths is becoming more luxury. So what's happening now is that the whole family is actually taking a bath in one water. So the kids start first, then the mother, then the father. So he ends up not only with a little bit dirty water, but also very cold.
How much is it, Maya?
Between $20 and $50.
Could I feel the fabric?
I'm fascinated, and I gotta tell you, I don't know if you're crazy or you're crazy like a fox. I just don't know. I mean, I'm looking at this. I don't want to like it, but I like the European aspect because I'm a Croatian who came here on a boat with my mom and dad with, you know, the same $20. So you're right. In Europe, people do that. Hot water is very expensive.
You know, I listened to your past, and it's touching, particularly the hardships you've had. And normally when I hear an idea like this, I would want to tell you what I really thought of it, but then I'm worried bad things will happen to me. If people can't afford hot water, they can't afford $20 blankets. That's what's wrong with this idea.
Maya, I am looking at this blanket. It is a thin and insubstantial bit of sponge, which I am sure has certain insulating properties. I cannot imagine, even on my most wildest and drunkest spree, walking out and spending $20 on this. I have to tell you, I'm out. And frankly, I think you should be as well.
Have you ever, for example, enjoyed reading in a bathtub?
I read in a bath. I drink coffee in a bath. I don't know why I'm saying this on national television.
We don't need more detail.
My whole social life is spent in a bath.
Maya, I don't see really the use of this. None of it made sense. It didn't all sort of jive for me. And for that reason, I have to say I'm out.
The aqua blanket has many other uses that I didn't have an opportunity to talk about. For example, for people who like to read in a bathtub, you can rest your book, you can rest nail files on the blanket.
It's heartbreaking to hear your story at times of what you've come through to be there. I understand all that, and I think that you've got a tough sail ahead of you with this blanket. I think you've got a mind can create other things, and I think you should do that. So I'm out.
I would just like to say I'm out because I think it's actually a bad idea, and I'd like you to pursue with the same energy something else, because this isn't what you should be doing with your time, in my opinion. I'm out.
Maya, I'm an immigrant, came to this country with nothing, with a mom and dad, just like you, from communism. I'm going to tell you that all immigrants have an unbelievable work ethic, which it's very obvious you do. But I'm going to give you a piece of advice. When my mom and dad came to this country, they were here for 3 years. And this salesman came along and talked my mom into spending $500 on a vacuum cleaner when we could barely cover our rent.
Right.
And that investment almost ruined our family. And it took us years to get over that. And that day, I said, no one will ever take advantage of my family again. And I'm telling you, and with all the respect in the world, this is not a viable business. Don't spend your money and don't spend your time. You've worked so hard, and you're such a wonderful person to get to this. I don't want to see you suffer from this. So I'm out, and please just take one little bit out of something you've learned here today and be so careful. It's so hard to get ahead. I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Maya.
I gotta tell you, that's my mother in this country for 3 years, trying to get ahead. It's heartbreaking.
You know, she struck me as an educated, intelligent, sharp individual.
Lawrence, if she was starting over today, she would never do this. She just happens to be down this road. She can't see the forest for the trees. She can't give it up. If she gives it up, she's going to feel like a failure.
So that became very emotional at the end between you and Robert. Robert could really identify with you.
Yes, he can, because he's been there too. But I'm very happy for people like Robert, because it gives us inspiration.
What would that have meant to you and your life?
I would very much appreciate to have the knowledge and the expertise of these people that they have. I guess they didn't think that I'm ready yet to join them. And that's just fine. I just have to keep learning, and eventually one day I'll hope to be, either they will join me on my team or invite me to be on their team.
When we return, the Dragons come clean.
What did you value the business at?
You know, I'm going to want to call my business advisor.
I think you should.
This entrepreneur needs his brother to back him up. Do the odds get better when it's 5 on 2?
I don't think you guys would see the doggy poo until you stepped on it.
Stick around and see. Five hard-to-please dragons are putting their own cash forward to invest, and they're looking for a great opportunity. Will this next hopeful entrepreneur provide them with one and walk away with the investment they've come for?
Hello, Dragons. My name is Gilad Shoham, and I'm from Toronto. My product is called GelFast, and today I will be asking you for $200,000 in exchange for 6% of my company. My company is involved with one thing. Hospital-acquired infections kill more Canadians every year than do all murders, car crashes, plane crashes, war, and terrorism combined. About half of these have been attributed to poor hand hygiene among caregivers. 3 brothers founded this company. Myself, the product developer, my other brother, Dr. Shmuel Shoham, who's a doctor of infectious diseases at Washington Hospital Center, Dr. Dan Shoham, formerly an MIT staff scientist and also a Columbia MBA. GelFast is a wearable alcohol gel delivery device. So as a doctor or nurse walks up to a patient, before they touch the patient, they go like this. Now they have alcohol gel on their hands, and they're ready to provide good patient care without getting them infected and without getting the next patient infected.
Let's get to the business part of it. You've developed this device to wash our hands.
Yeah.
So what are you selling it for? How much does it cost you to make it? And do you have sales?
Well, each of these cartridges, which a doctor or nurse will go through in roughly one shift, costs about the cost of a cup of coffee. We can
Well, that varies from 99 cents to $3 or $4. So what does it cost?
Which coffee?
It ranges between $2 to $3. That's the typical range that it goes for.
How much is the case itself before I buy the cartridges?
If you buy the whole set, it's going to be $10. If you go onto a contract with me and you happen to have a hospital and you have 1,000 caregivers and we're going to be equipping them year after year, then not only will I give you a good deal on these, I'll give you an ongoing supply of these. So there are a few different ways that we go.
Glad I'm getting warmed up. I'm getting interested. The juices are flowing. Tell me how we're going to sell this.
We already are. We sell this through a number of different channels. We have made relationships with the best distributors across Canada, so we have coast-to-coast coverage.
Forget about Canada. Let's talk about the U.S. What's the plan?
Well, we are also targeting distributors in the U.S. Right now, our sales are split about 50-50 between Canada and the U.S.
What are your sales?
So what are they?
We did $140,000 in the last 12 months.
Dollars or units?
Yeah, dollars. We have just landed a 5-year contract.
5-year contract with one hospital? Or?
Actually, with a network of hospitals.
What did you value the business at on the last round somebody put money in?
You know, I'm going to want to call my business advisor.
I think you should.
Well, he's here. He can walk in.
Bring him in.
Bring
him in.
Gilad's brother Dan, the MBA, arrives to help navigate what's guaranteed to be a severe financial grilling.
At $5 million.
The Shohans think their new business is worth a lot more than the Dragons do.
You all sat around together being family and decided it was worth $5 million. Now you're in the real world, okay? Your whole premise is that the propensity to maintain clean hands is enhanced significantly because it's on your belt versus having to walk 30 feet to the wall. That's the whole premise. Yeah. I buy that. I just can't stand your valuation. It's egregious and
No, but let me just say, but a hospital administrator is only interested, I believe, in the economics. To do this is going to cost X dollars a year.
But Lawrence, they kill less people this way.
I don't think hospital administrators are interested in that.
I think you're absolutely wrong. I think that something like this that can get them to clean their hands more for doctors and that, I think the administrators would.
I think the story of less dead guys in hospitals is a good piece of...
they're going to spend... The only problem we have is
the equity in the money.
Is the equity in the money.
I'm sick about it. I'm feeling the pain. Show us the love, guys. When I invest, I'm going to bring you into the real world. Then I'm going to introduce you, after I've taken my position on, to guys who can take this to the moon. Absolutely. I need my position first. Then I'm going to help you. Okay. Because I'm greedy, but greed is good. When I'm doing it, it's good. When you're doing it, it's bad, because you don't have my money yet. That's the problem.
I like the way you speak.
Exactly.
I want you on the board when you speak with our customers.
Exactly. That's the way it's got to be. So let's start the bidding here. $50,000 for 5% of the business, board seat, in your face every day. That's what you get with me.
I would also take 5% for 50,000.
So, my offer sticks. I'm ready to do that. I'll give you $50,000 for 5%, and in your face, I want your cell phone number. I want to find out what's going on every day, and I will get you, when your time is ready, private equity at a much higher valuation because
Kevin,
I'm a greedy.
Are you accepting me as another partner at 50,000?
Absolutely, I would work with you. Absolutely. These guys have asked for 200. They only got half. I don't hear anybody else speaking here.
I gotta tell you, no disrespect, I don't think you guys would see the doggy poo until you stepped on it. This is not just a matter of money. It's what can those people as board directors bring to the table.
And you know, in the end of the day, we're doing it on the intuitive feeling that you guys know what you're doing. Because, you know, you may hit your numbers, you may not. I squirted some of this on. I get the joke on this deal. That's our offer. You want to go sit in the corner in the dark and think about it? That's fine. But you got to make a decision now.
2 Dragons are in, but for only half the money.
So here's your chance. 10%, 100,000.
The brothers realize they'll leave with nothing if they don't get what they asked for.
I guess we can't even create a counteroffer until there is 200 sitting on the table.
Will any of the other Dragons come to the rescue and save this deal? Come back and see after the break.